this Border Patrol processing center there in McAllen, Texas. It's kind of the epicenter of all of this family separation debate, where the majority of these families are being separated from their kids. And that's the place which is often called the dog kennel. So you see these kind of chain link fence rooms where people are kind of divided. The parents are put to one side, the kids are taken to another. That's really like a place where people pass through. It's not designed to hold people for a long time. So that's why they have those see-through kind of cages, if you will, where they put parents on one side, kids on the other, so that they can send them in different directions. Kids go to the shelters. The parents are often sent to federal court to face the criminal charges. We're just starting to kind of get a first glimpse into some of these shelters for detained immigrant children, kids that are being separated from their parents at the border. At first glance, they are quite different than detention centers for adults. I had a chance to visit the largest of these shelters. It's a former Walmart, if you believe it or not, in Brownsville, Texas, so very close to the border. Basically, there's almost 1,500 boys who are being kept in this former Walmart. We don't know why it's only males or only females, only boys, only girls in some facilities. It seems up to the nonprofits that run them, question of efficiency perhaps, but there's a lot of secrecy around this whole process. It's very hard to get into the facilities, and it's taken weeks, months even, for reporters to kind of get a glimpse at what it's like inside of them. It's a giant facility, but it's still pretty crowded. I mean, they have repeatedly asked for kind of variances to increase the number of beds that they're allowed to put in there. They've added cots to some of the rooms in order to kind of expand the capacity. You see scores of kids in the cafeteria kind of sitting down and eating. It's like a little city unto itself inside this Walmart. So there was a McDonald's there previously when it was a Walmart. Now that's a cafeteria that serves 1,500 kids, so they have to do them in different shifts. There's counseling facilities or services inside there. There is soccer fields in the back that are fenced in, so these kids are basically being held there. You also have kind of recreation rooms. Kids are able to play pool, play video games. There's classrooms. There's so many kids now that they have to do schooling in 2 shifts. So really, this facility, like many of them, are kind of filled to capacity, and that's why we're now seeing the administration talk about opening more shelters for these kids on military bases. And we just saw a tent city open up in Tornillo, Texas, for some of these separated kids as well. Some lawmakers have kind of said that kids are being kept in cages. The reality is that at these ORR shelters, facilities are better than that. It wouldn't be fair to call them cages. Rather, they are certainly places where they're confined. They can't walk out the door, but there are a lot of facilities provided for them, like I said. When I went, there were kids doing Tai Chi with an instructor. So there's kind of a semblance of kind of regular life for these kids. But again, some of them have been separated from their parents and are going through that trauma, and other ones haven't seen their parents in a very long time. So it's certainly not kind of regular life.